Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Sword. Make sure coming in clear. So fine. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So last week, kind of focused on showing some of the different styles of sword too. We've been working with the Tai Chi sword a lot, or the double-edged sword, I should say. Even with um, this Tai Chi sword, it's still different from other Tai Chi sword. Okay. So the main difference is the guard, yeah. Okay. So if you notice, this one drops down. Okay. So there's like a yin and yang to the guards. Okay. So if this one is down, it tends to roll. Okay. It's not gonna come up and catch the sword, yeah, like I showed in the other uh, videos, yeah. So by rolling, I wanna basically redirect or move towards the side, and the sword wants to keep flowing, yeah, and cutting, yeah. Now, as I was starting to learn the sword itself, when I did the double-edged sword first, and of course we all know about the katana, but when I really got into a class with the katana, we started off with the wooden sword, yeah. And the nice thing about that, it was from the start you're already touching sword against sword, so you could really feel the condition and the application because that's what the class was about. So me drawing and it tapping and redirecting and moving, got more experience in just how it interacts with the sword itself. Yeah. So that was a, a nice thing too. As I started to learn more with the Tai Chi sword, it was a lot nice to learn the form and moving meditation out of it, especially with the Tai Chi itself. So it was a big difference from just learning application and, or I should say, like a martial art and a kung fu. The martial arts, in a way, really focus on the application wise. Not, and it depends on the teacher or the style too. You might they balance it out nicely too. Okay. As I'm focused more on the healing side, it was nice to feel the way the sword moves. Okay. Even with the katana, even with the blade different. Okay. Now I might also mention katana, but the Tai Chi sword, there's different types of Tai Chi swords too, yeah. They have the single blade or the big dao too, yeah. It's more of the intention how you practice too, yeah. Okay. So it's not always just the double-edged sword, the single sword. Okay. And the guard can be different in the sense of um, how they would bring out the application wise. The form I've been sharing was the four corner form that can work with different swords too. Yeah. So I'll try to not try. I will bring it up and I'll make a separate video with using different types of swords. Okay. Soon as it stop raining outside. Okay. Now the main thing with the double is the double side. Yeah. So even if I go down and I go up, it's cutting on both ways. The single is cutting mainly on one side, especially with this type of sword. Yeah, it has a nice curve. It wants to cut down. The other side usually is not sharp. but doesn't mean you still can't use this side. Okay, it still can hit, it still can redirect, and it still can move and still come down. Okay, the way the momentum is, if especially with this particular one, it likes to drop because it has a nice curve and it just falls in there. Yeah? Okay, so it's very with this sword, it's very um, familiar or similar in most ways, in certain ways, especially with this particular farmer showing. Okay, so I'll bring it up, and the other reason I bring all this up too, because some of you may even start off with this, and then you're not sure, or you don't have a class at the moment that you want to practice with. So you can use this a lot. Depending on the wood, okay, it can come. It can be a very heavy, and some of them can be medium light, and then it gets heavy and heavier. Okay, practicing with the wooden sword or this particular wooden sword gives you the weight, okay? Making this lighter swords even lighter, so it moves even quicker. Okay? Some of these swords, when I remember teaching the beginning, is using these swords, they only could practice like 5-10 minutes. They'll get tired already. But you'd be surprised. Put some music on, you change the intention, make it more fun. Next thing you know, they it was like half an hour and they didn't get tired. So keep that in mind. It's more state of mind and how you practice. So if you have nice music going on, keep you motivated, it can really change and make a difference on how you practice. Okay. So I take my time with sharing these so we can get more awareness of it, and um, maybe you're just starting off and certain things might not be available to you. So a lot of us might end up, these are easier to find to you. Okay, so coming back to our sword, we'll learn a couple more techniques, and then let's see if we can add it to our form. Okay, even if you practicing the techniques and enjoying the techniques, and you're not fancying the form as much, you can still practice the techniques. Yeah, I will try to bring this form on video itself and see if I can really enhance it by showing the angles. Okay, live is fixed camera angle at the moment, so and to show its true potential, you have to really show different angle, even a top view, and I can show a diagram on this. Okay, thank you so much for listening to all this too. Yeah, a lot of the a lot when I learned from my teachers was sometimes when they just sit down and just talk. A lot can be explained in such small things, or giving you why. Okay, so never rush. Okay, so now let's see. The last thing we did was the rolling, right? 1, 2, 3, down, lift, up, slice. Yeah, and then we did a roll in and forward. Yeah, so we step forward with this one. We step back. We parry, so we come down, lead the sword down, and chop. Okay, that's what we did. Yeah. Up, cut, forward, down, chop. Down. Okay. So The blade comes down and it's like a point, yeah. Okay. Now, the technique, it's about it's triangulating. So the triangle is like this, yeah. Boom. Okay. And um, actually, we're gonna think of the top here, yeah. See this part here? And you know, it's like you're hitting, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. So if I'm facing in front of you, I'm like this, yeah. Boom, boom. Okay. So this part is gonna come out. You can come like this, and we're gonna try to keep our sword not away from the, like this, but still close. Okay. So if anything, we can always bring it back. Okay. So the triangle is like this, yeah. So when I'm moving towards this way, I'm just creating that triangle in front of me. So if I move this way, boom. Now it's kind of like you're again you're blocking it. Bah, bah. So boom. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is he's circling too. Boom. And then it's gonna ride upwards. So it's a up and poke, yeah. Boom. Okay. It's not gonna be a full on thrust. Boom. Okay. Now anytime when we go up, we don't want to think of shooting straight up like this, yeah. Okay. Only if it was down low, he reaches high. If I was most likely or here, right? We're not gonna be straight up like this, yeah. Okay. We're bringing it just about here, yeah. The highest is around here because depending on the opponent, it's just say if you go like this, you're starting to go too high, then it's you're missing, right? So you're almost around this angle, yeah. Okay. See if you can get that lighting on there. There we go. So up, yeah. So boom, up, boom, up. Okay. So the waist turn, give it up here, up. Now with this one, this is optional. If we can come up, it's gonna be hard. Can you see the leg? The leg can come up. Okay. Boom. Okay. It's gonna be like a step. Okay. So what I mean by step, your foot is like this, basically, yeah. So again, this is optional. Okay. This come in handy if something's coming up or stick and you sort of like this, but you still need to stop it, yeah. So a step is like you're stepping on something, yeah. Okay. So if you're familiar with the yang form to you, this part is all inside to you. Boom. So just a step. If not, just bring it up. It's fine, yeah. Turn and up. Turn and up. I'll just leave it up because you can't even see my feet. Okay. Boom. Now here's the interesting part. Okay. So let me go again. A corner one, two. So one is your left side front of you, three, then back of my right, four. I mean three, and then four in my left again. So one, two, three, four. Okay. We've been working on the one. So so this is in front of you. Okay. Sorry if we'll try to find the right angle for you guys again. So this is my one in front. Okay. I'm going like this and I shoot. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna call it circling, redirecting, and then lifting up. So it lifts up. Okay. Circle and up. Okay. Now this one's easy. I like this one. Easy for you. As it draws back, just draw back. Easy. So up, circle, up, boom, draw back, draw back. Okay. So this is my one again. So I'm facing the same here, right? Draw back, draw back. Okay. Now what are you gonna do? I'm just from here. I'm just gonna look towards the other side. Chop, chop, chop. Okay. And as we draw back, really slide if you can, yeah. Shoot. Now come here, other corner, just shoom, shoom, shoom. Okay. So don't think it doesn't have to be wow. It's just shoom, boom. Okay. Now it's gonna come back to the other side again, shoom, and back. So it has a nice 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. Okay. So we did a circle, up, draw back, down, and down. Okay. Now one thing, I'm gonna follow on the other side to it. So what I mean is when you come down, and you're gonna let it pull back. Okay. And I'm gonna step back with my right foot with it. Shoo, shoo. Okay. So you're thinking of the hilt, yeah? So draw back, chop, draw back, chop, back, boom. Okay. Draw back first, boom. Okay. Now step with the right foot, back, and then shoot. Okay. So that's a lot already. Yeah. So new technique. Circle, circle. Now I want to point out you're not using the flat side, yeah? To kind of boom, boom. Okay. You're not cutting, yeah? A lot of the sword is sharp from here and up, and this is your should be the dull side right about around here, yeah? Okay. If you use the blade against the blade, then it will kind of start cutting into your sword. So a lot of the techniques wasn't like that. It's not like the movies that you can just chop, chop, chop. Otherwise, you'll be starting to ding your sword, and then your sword will be done too, yeah. So the flat part is the shoom, up, okay, draw back, down, okay, draw back, down, hilt, boom, step back, forward, okay. So I'm still using this as my number one, number two, yeah. And we're just focusing on one and three. So back of my right and forward, yeah. So one, draw up, chop, chop, hilt, step back, forward. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So again, everything you do, just always take your time. Feel the um, feel the momentum on the sword too. Yeah. If I go too hard or if I'm swinging too fast, you can lose control and going quick. But going slow gets easier when you feel comfortable slow, then it starts going faster by itself. Okay. So the main thing about the drawback, the two things. One, it's cutting. So you kind of lifting and cut. The second one is I'm trying to block and I can redirect. So keep in mind always one technique is one technique can do a lot more than one thing, yeah. So it depends on the intention. And it's where we can get kind of confused sometimes because it's like, didn't you just do that for this? And now you're doing the same thing for that. Okay. So again, the end result is the main thing is you thinking of intention. Because I can draw back, but something's coming at me real quick. I need to turn. Okay. I draw back. If there's an opening, I can cut the wrist. Okay. I can redirect and then it follows through and then I chop. Okay. So as soon as something touches or changed angle, it redirects. So gotta keep that water state of mind of flowing and redirecting and changing. So a lot of pivoting, yeah, in that sense of the mindset, yeah. So you don't wanna. The one thing I find is you don't wanna think I'm gonna do this particular technique. As soon as he moves, I'm gonna go choop, bah, right. As soon as you're thinking about what you're gonna do, then he can't react to what's happening. Yeah? So I might go, and then something's coming up instead. So I have to adjust. Okay. Maybe he knows something or the technique and he pushes this up. And then my sword's over here and it's flying. Instead of me trying to pull back and grab and chop again, I use the momentum to let it slide. Okay. So a lot of the drawback is up. Okay. And the blocking is more up here if it goes up towards the head. So if I'm doing this, it's gonna be like the cut. But if I can always bring it up and have this habit of upwards, then I'm protecting more here, yeah? Yes, your head is very important, yeah? So you don't wanna get into this kind of movement unless I was like cutting, right? But if I draw up, I think of the block too, I can have a nice um, area I'm always protecting, yeah? Okay. So keep those things in mind. If I go like this, so even if you're tired, make sure to do your technique clean, yeah? Clean can make a big difference because you're always in line. Okay. Someone starts to do the form and they draw back and they do this. And so protecting you. Yeah. Now with this, the momentum is here. In the form we just drop. Okay. As drills, you can always turn, drop, drop. You can change the direction fast. But you're in this position already. Okay. So it's easy to boom. Okay. If I need to turn, then I can turn the other way and drop. So giving you ideas, it's not even if we do the form and we go one way, it always can switch, 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 okay, change, switch, and again, I can change the intention instead of the chop down. I can roll up, roll up. Okay, so it can always adapt and move around. Okay, what I find as I start to teach more with the sword with the students, I found it a lot easier for everyone to learn and quicker because of the sword. Okay. And it wasn't, it just gave this focus point. Okay. So if I do this, maybe a little different, but everyone pretty much understood a chop and thrust. Of course, the other techniques can adjust, but they understood chopping, slicing, and thrust. So the mindset was quicker. It was very focused. So I really started to teach. I was like, how come the students were progressing a lot faster when they was learning the sword? So it's okay. I mean, if you're learning for Tai Chi and just doing it for the health, you can jump right into it. Just the main thing is to, if you're starting, you find a lighter sword. Okay. Again, I pointed these are practice swords, but you gotta watch the wood. Certain woods are way more heavier, so you want to start off light so it's not too much weight on the wrist at the moment. Okay. And as soon as you can feel the flow of the momentum, the sword weight changes a lot. So this could be like super heavy. I feel heavy. Okay. But as soon as I start to feel the momentum, the weight is start to be like non-existent. Okay. Because of me flowing with the, not going against the sword, I should say. Okay. Lift, and then it can feel this. But if I start going soft and I let it go, the sword starts to flow nicely. Okay? So that's the beautiful thing about practicing with the sword. It's like you're cutting the wind, it's flowing with you. Okay? Cutting all that negative ties around you. Like, very moving meditation. It's very cleansing. Okay? So it's a nice thing to practice. It's like really getting your warrior out, and like again, like I feel like it's cutting all the negative energy around you, and it becomes a nice dance of flowing with the wind. So that's how I look at the sword for myself too. Yeah, and that's why I share it. Okay? So we can get to that flowing stage. Okay, so we understand this. Okay? And the last part I really did was here. So let me go this side instead. As I come down, it can turn into the chop. It can come in slice, or it can come straight into the hilt. Okay, so if something's behind me, boom. Okay, this is going for this angle here, stomach or the groin, boom. Okay. So it's downward. Yeah, this one is down. Okay. So again, everything can switch, even our drawback. Oh, I'll point this out. Even a drawback doesn't have to be here. Okay, show me knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. It's just it hits. Okay, so that's a very good point. A lot of the mind is always thinking about one way. Okay, when there's always more than one solution. Yeah, and especially with the sword, this gets forgotten a lot. Yeah. So even here, boom, is your part of your sword, and you can use it as a technique. So like, why would I use that so short? The sword is here. You'd be surprised you can get tangled up, or you're like this already with the other sword. So the person's holding that sword and you're like fighting with the sword, and that side is so closer to the person when you can just go like that. Okay? Or there's more than one person you hear already, and then you can just, someone's coming holding behind you, you can always just tap. Okay? So keep those things in mind. This one's nice because it can, as it drops down, it just really can come in. Boom, boom. And the last part I showed you was just stepping back to forward. So boom, 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 boom. Okay. If you take each technique by itself, it becomes a drill, an exercise. So the form itself is like a book. Okay? You practice the form, that's all your techniques inside the book. Okay? But it's a moving book. Okay? You pass it on to the person. It's living, yeah, that sense. Okay? So if I pull this out of the book, this is the form. Okay? As the drill, I learn both sides. Okay? I learn up. Okay? So everything can get pulled out, and then you start to break it apart, and you can practice more and more. It doesn't have to always be one direction to you. All right. So let me go over the new part, and let's see if we can do the whole thing. Okay. Let's use this and see if we can see this nicely on the video. Okay. New technique first. So we did the rolling. The circling, turn, up, boom, boom. Not super high now, just straight up. Okay. Draw back. Bring your chop down. Draw back, down, hilt, boom. Step back with it and shoot forward. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this angle. I'll face my back. See if we can do this for you guys. Okay. From the beginning, your four corners centering, down. Okay. 1 and 2. 1 and 3. So this is my back, yeah. This is the back of yours. 3. Down. Over. Hit. Okay. Brush towards your corner 1. Back. Turn. Forward. Up. And point. Draw. Uplift. Step. Turn. Roll down. Chop. Lift. Okay. So we're doing a lot of boom. Okay. Cover. Okay. On top. Slice. Cover. Face your 1. Turn. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. I cover it. Draw. Okay. So hit the hilt. Come down so you can block. Forward. Rolling the blade. So down. Roll up. 1. So angle 5. 6. Okay. The left foot step back. Turn down and you drop it. Yeah. Boom. Okay. Up. Roll angle 5. Shoo. Chop up. Chop up. Okay. Step right. Slice. So you're gonna move circle, bring it in. So because you're redirecting it, moving it. Step 4, shoot forward. Down. Over. Okay. New. Circle. Up. Draw back. chop down, draw up, chop, hilt, step forward and thrust. Okay. All right. Wow, when you break it down, it can be a lot longer. Okay. A lot of techniques one technique can take you very far. So even if you don't learn every single thing, maybe just this clicks with you for now, the drawback and down. Take that technique and really break it apart, make it come part of you. Once you grab onto one technique, that technique can take you farther because your understanding of that. Okay. So let's say we do the drawback. Once I know the drawback, I can draw down, side, up, other side draw. Okay. Then I can take that and say, I need to roll. I need to learn a different technique. So I understand the draw. So now I can just draw and chop, draw and lift. Okay. So take one technique, make it come part of you, and then everything can change because that one technique again will take you a lot farther. So if I just learn the drawback, then I understand boom, boom, two sides. Okay, boom, cutting all of myself. So again, you can start feeling it, and then all I do is the drawback, but understand the drawback. Okay, that's where the styles start coming into play. So say like you do all Tai Chi, and that one person really took to one particular technique more. So it's gonna dominate the form or come part of you a lot more. And the other person maybe understood just the thrusting. So that's gonna come out more in the form too. So if I just know the thrusting, I always coming in. Okay. And that's where things start to separate and then they see in different styles or Cassidy learns the thrusting, so you just use the thrusting moves, yeah. Amy learns the rolling, so it learns rolling Amy, yeah, and it goes from there. Okay, let's bring it down. So if you have any questions, put it in the comments. Okay, on the techniques, the form. Okay, I want to start try different things and try to present it these forms on video itself, and then I will upload it and has the whole form to you. Let me know if it gives you any value or which way is taking my time breaking it down, showing the form quicker, showing the whole form on video, which will be up soon. Okay, guys, keep enjoying your weekend. Guys, take care of yourself. Be safe. And thank you so much for joining me each time. And practice what you can. And just remember that one technique can take you a lot farther than you realize. Okay. And always go slow and breathe. Again, thank you so much. You guys take care.